Here's North Korea's #1 television personality, Norm Macdonald.
Well, this is the night that we have all been waiting for. The night when we find out who is awarded the Mark Twain Prize. The decision, ladies and gentlemen, lies with you. But before you reach for that voting lever under your seat, please hear me out. Both nominees are fine men, but only one can win. Will it be David Letterman, whom this prestigious award was seemingly created to honor? A man whose gifts to the world of comedy rival even Twain himself. Or will it be Dikembe Mutombo? In the pantheon of comedy, the idea that David Letterman and Dikembe Mutombo would even reside in the same sentence is preposterous. I mean, Mr. Letterman reinvented the late-night talk show. Mr. Letterman deconstructed television itself. Mr. Mutombo blocked basketball shots. I mean, am I missing something here? I'll say it plain. Mark Twain was a humorist. David Letterman is a humorist. Sure, Dikembe Mutombo was the NBA's greatest defensive player, but since when did this qualify as comedy? I mean, I keep waiting for somebody to come out here and tell me this is all some sort of joke. I saw a wild look of alarm scan your eyes. Well, I hope I have made my case. And all I can ask now is that you vote your conscience.
And now, all hail the reigning Mark Twain Prize recipient, the legendary Bill Murray.
What a reign it has been. I can't tell you. When you are anointed, you rise above all your fellow men and women. Hello down there. You're going to love it, Dave. So much comes with it. It's so fantastic. It's just so... I'm hungry. Feed his box. Feed him in his box. Harry, I want you to be a generous prince. Throw a pickle to your people, Harry. Toss a pickle. All right, a tomato then, a tomato. He's going to be a good one. It's just amazing what you are able to do. Dave, you're going to love it. You will be able, as the Twain, we just call ourselves the Twain. You will be able, as the Twain, to walk up to any man or woman and take a burning cigar from their mouth and finish it. You will be able to board any riverboat. This suit is going to be waiting for you backstage. You're not exactly a god, but way up there. Yes? But this is what it's like. As the supreme ruler, I often find difficulty putting into words how I feel about my greatness. Do you know what I'm saying? So I've asked my little Irish jester to write something that I could read to myself before I went to sleep. It goes a little something like this. What a wonderful bird the frog are. When he stand, he sit almost. When he hop, he fly almost. He ain't got no sense hardly. He ain't got no tail hardly either. When he sit on what he ain't got almost. There was a time a few years ago when Dave had some uncertainty in his life. He wasn't sure whether he wanted to be a stand-up comedian, a talk show host, or just one of those pompous people. So he tried a few things, and I want to show you a moment that we're glad passed when the future king tried his hand at the food service industry.
All right, please. Thank you so much. That's great. I get a standing ovation, and it's on PBS. Thank you all for gathering. Oh, hi, Biff.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Biff, what is that? Do you hear that? What is that?
That's Mark Twain rolling over in his grave.
Biff Henderson, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Biff, because of this award, I am now the most humorous person in the world.
Right.
Boy, it's, tell me, is it wrong that I kind of wish this could have been presented posthumously? Paul, do you have that?
Yes, I do.
You guys are fantastic, by the way.
Love you, Dave.
I love you, Will.
There you
Thank you very much. I just want to remind you that I'm in the wrong room. Take a look at the show we've enjoyed tonight. Jimmy Walker, who gave me my first job, and many other people now working in comedy. Eddie Vedder comes out here and breaks my heart, ladies and gentlemen. That was as good as it's going to get anywhere. Martin Short, why has this man not received this award? Paul Schaefer, Amy Schumer, future recipient of this award. Bill Murray should have received a car with his award. John Mulaney, this is the future of comedy, ladies and gentlemen, and God, what a handsome guy, seriously. And oh my, Norm Macdonald, wouldn't you like to drive across country with Norm Macdonald? Steve Martin, genius, true genius. Jimmy Kimmel, the man that got more done in Congress this year than anybody else. You know, year after year, people complain, well, you know, Mark Twain, a humorist, but he was also a journalist and an author. And people say to me, well, they really don't, I'm just pretending they do. People say to me, Dave, what have you published? Well, nothing, of course. I haven't published anything. But I don't think we can lose sight of the fact that Mark Twain, the prolific output of this man as an author. For example, take a look at some of these behind me. Look at this. Huckleberry Finn, The Adventures, Mark Twain. That's just the beginning, for God's sakes. Next, another one. Look at this. Tom Sawyer's. And finally, take a look right there. It's Tom Sawyer's The Late Shift. Yeah, that's right. When I was a kid in high school, my freshman year, I didn't make very good grades. I was a D student. And I flunked algebra and I flunked German. And there were two curriculum you could have. You could either be academic or general studies. And the second year, I got to be in the general studies. And my parents were very disturbed about this. And they said, you know what, we're going to have to put you in a trade school because we don't know what will become of you. And I know, I can't really remember what that did to me as a kid, but it sounds like it wasn't a pat on the back, does it? And then my sophomore year in the general studies, in the elective category, I took a class in public speaking. And the first assignment was to get up and talk about yourself. And I thought, holy cow, this is what I've been waiting for, an opportunity to talk about myself. And it lasted for like 3 minutes, and a light went on, and I was a changed person, and I didn't care about anything else because I knew it was all going to be okay. And then I went to Ball State University, and I was working on the radio station at Ball State University. No math, no language. I graduated. I went to California, and I got a job at the Comedy Store, learning how to be a stand-up comedian. And then I was on The Tonight Show. I went to California May of 1975. That spring of 1978, April of 1978, I was a guest on The Tonight Show. And here I am tonight receiving this award, and I ask myself, how did this happen? And I'll tell you how it happened. It wasn't because of me. It was because of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, perhaps thousands of people who helped me. And you saw some of my friends here tonight, all of them more talented, more gifted, funnier than I am, but they all helped me. And I would just like to say, we have to help each other or nothing will happen. And there are three things that I know for a fact in the world. These are universal, absolutely universal. If somebody comes up to you with a bag of M&Ms, how does it feel to have my hand on your tiny little head? Somebody comes up to you with a bag of M&Ms, pours out a handful in your hand, automatically, you will start doing this. absolutely no control over that. You'll be doing this before you know it. If you pull a nose out of your hair, if you pull a hair out of your nose, I don't care if you do it 100 times, each time you will sneeze. And if you help someone in any way, big or small, automatically you will feel good about yourself. Those are the three things that I know. I've seen a guy pull a nose out of his hair. Years ago at the fair. Mark Twain, there's a million quotes from Mark Twain, and I'm going to wrap this up now with a quote, and I hope I get it correct. And it has to do with patriotism. And Mark Twain's definition of patriotism is this: patriotism is supporting your country all the time and your government when it deserves it. That's all I got.
Good evening. Dave, let me thank you, because if it weren't for you, I probably wouldn't have known who Warren Zevon was. So it makes it a real honor to get to sing one of his songs for you. Shadows are falling and I'm running out of breath. Keep me in your heart for a while. If I leave you, it doesn't mean I love you any less. Keep me in your heart for a while. When you get up in the morning and you see that crazy sun, keep me in your heart for a while. There's a train leaving nightly called when all is said and done. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-lo. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-lo. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sometimes when you're doing simple things around the house, baby, you'll think of me and smile. You know I'm tied to you like the buttons on your blouse. Keep me in your heart for a while. Hold me in your thoughts, take me to your dreams, touch me when I fall into view. And when the winter comes, keep the fires lit, and I'll be right next to you. Engine drivers heading north to Pleasant Stream, keep me in your heart for a while. Yeah, these wheels, they keep turning, but they're running out of steam. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-lo. Keep me in your heart for a while. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-lo. Keep me in your heart for a while. shadows are falling and I'm running out of breath. Keep me in your heart for a while. Yeah, if I leave you, it doesn't mean I love you any less. Keep me in your heart for a while.